This movie obliterated me. From the music to the production to the performances, Wicked for Good proves that you can end a story beautifully without trying to outshine the beginning. It was everything that I wanted from Act 2 and more. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, my name is Trey. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to review Wicked for Good, the film that came out this weekend, the continuation of Wicked Part 1 that came out last November, starring Cynthia, Erivo, Ariana Grande, among many, many others in this cast, directed by the great John M. Chu. And again, absolutely right off the top, this movie wrecked me emotionally. As soon as For Good hit, it was over. It was a complete wrap. Wicked for Good is an incredibly moving continuation of part one that really leans heavily into heart, closure, and character payoff. I think it goes without saying that Act 2 of the musical isn't as strong as Act 1. And I think a big question in this movie is For Good better than part 1? And I think maybe not, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be. Part 1 is simply the more dynamic half of the story. You get the big musical numbers, but part two is still very, very good and delivers emotionally in a way that complements the first film very, very beautifully. And so, again, this was everything that I wanted out of Act Two and more. The performances are really what make this part of the film land, what they really make For Good land. Cynthia and Ariana, their chemistry on screen. I mean, you really feel it in the final act of the movie, again, especially once we get to the sequence with For Good, all of that emotion bubbling over in that sequence. John M. Chu said that they really enhanced that version. My tears were enhanced in this version because it was absolutely sensational. I'm telling you guys, as soon as that scene ended, it was just insane. The payoff was really, really good, and it's because of those two, because of the chemistry they have, how they build off of each other. I feel like they're really born to play these roles in a lot of different ways, and they were just so good. The music overall is spectacular. It's faithful to the stage show, but grander, richer, and even more cinematic. For Good does remain one of the most heart-shattering moments in modern musical theater. And the film, again, absolutely nails that emotional punch. All of the cast is just so good. An underrated guy is Ethan Slater as Bach slash the Tin Man. He ate. I'm not kidding you. He ate in his performance at the end of Hunt Her Down. He was there for the moment. He met the moment. He rose above the moment in some ways too, because he was so good in that sequence as the Tin Man. But a really underrated gem, I think, in this movie in terms of the musical side of things is The Girl in the Bubble, performed by Ariana Grande. The direction and camera work in this scene, guys, was absolutely insane. Seeing shots go into mirrors and then pan out to where she actually is, up to her walking up to the bubble and seeing her reflection, and then walking away and seeing the city in the background. John Chu, take a bow, my man. That was so good. I was really blown away. It's again, it's gonna fly under the radar because it's not as popular of a song, but that was an incredible sequence there, and one that does not need to be underappreciated because of how great the direction and camera work and cinematography were in that sequence. The production design is also top tier. The scale of Oz, the set pieces, the visual storytelling really do feel massive. And again, the costumes are absolutely stunning, like they were in part one. The costume designer, I'm blanking on his name right now, but he won an Oscar last year for his work on this film. Give it to him again because he even raised the bar higher in For Good. It was just I was just blown away by how well everybody looked, especially in the wedding scene, the guard, really everybody. Again, just top notch. Shout out to that man. He did a great job again. I can understand some of the criticisms of this movie with the pacing and that sort of thing because it does move really quickly, especially when it gets to the whole Dorothy and the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion. It really breezes through that. It doesn't really touch on that, but that's the musical as well. If you've seen the stage show, it does really kind of gloss through that because it's not Dorothy's story. The Wizard of Oz is Dorothy's story. This is Elphaba's story. This is Glinda's story. And so, but I understand some of the criticisms, people who maybe aren't too familiar with that, and also people who maybe expected this to be more of a sequel than a continuation. But if you watch these back to back, which I'm really excited to do once this comes out on digital, you can really see the flow and just how seamless it really is, in my opinion. I rewatched part one just right before seeing this yesterday, and it did really feel seamless coming into that. And so I'm really excited to see them back to back for real once it comes out on digital. But again, I think some of the criticisms are fair, but for me, just seeing the level of emotion play out with these characters and the music just absolutely crushed in a phenomenal way again, I think makes this just such an enjoyable movie. Again, in my opinion, it's not better than part one, but it doesn't need to be because it's a completely different tone. It's a different story of what happens aftermath of part one. And so it just works so well for me, and it really delivered on a lot of different fronts. Ultimately, Wicked for Good doesn't surpass part one, but it beautifully completes the story. It's emotionally heavy, visually gorgeous, musically impeccable, and anchored by just phenomenal experiences. It really does feel like a closure to the story. I know there's been some weird talk about a third movie. I don't know what that would be. It feels like some of the cast has already shot that down. Maybe they're just trying to get feelers out. It feels like it could be a completely original story if they were going to continue this in some way. But for delivering this musical to life, it was absolutely phenomenal. John Chu's now 3 for 3 in musical movies. Don't sleep on In the Heights. That's also an amazing film if you haven't seen it. But just a wonderful two-part film, part one and For Good, that I cannot wait to watch in many years to come. If you saw Wicked for Good this weekend, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How did you feel about the movie? How does this compare to part one for you? If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to see the future stuff. Thanks for tuning in.